Qui suis-je? De l'or en moi? C'est une étrange question que je me suis posée il y a 2 ans maintenant. 3 peut-être. Alors que tout allait bien dans ma vie, un matin je me suis réveillée comme s'il me manquait un truc essentiel. Avec l'impression de passer à côté de quelque chose. J'ai mis longtemps à savoir ce que c'était. Très longtemps même. Je me suis lancée sans réfléchir dans mon métier. Et je suis arrivée très vite. Très haut. Ça représente des années de travail quand j'y pense. Mais il y a aussi une grande part de magie dans tout ça. Pourquoi moi? Pourquoi à ce moment-là? Je ne sais pas. J'étais très jeune quand tout a commencé. Et tout s'est enchaîné si vite que je n'ai plus jamais eu le temps de me poser et de réfléchir. Jusqu'à ce fameux matin. Qui suis-je? De l'or en moi?
Famous for his novel The Jungle Book, Rudyard Kipling, another Freemason, wrote a book called The Man Who Would One Day Be King. This was later made into a big-budget Hollywood film, starring the likes of Sean Connery, Michael Caine, and Saeed Jaffari. The book is the story of 2 soldiers that journey to a country on the edge of India, a country that was once rumoured to contain great riches, that once belonged to Alexander the Great. Upon reaching the country, the 2 soldiers are captured by the local inhabitants, a people called Kafirs, named after their country, Kafiristan. When the 2 men are about to be killed, a necklace is discovered around the neck of one of the soldiers. Engraved on it is the symbol of the Masonic one eye. The Kafirs revere him as their god, and attribute to him the divine attribute of immortality. The man himself first regards himself as a king, and then in his newfound power begins to regard himself really as being a god. From the Muslim perspective, if not that of others, the similitudes that can be drawn from this story are very interesting. The Muslim scriptures, called Hadith, contain many prophecies of the Prophet Muhammad. In these, it is prophesied that a man would arise from amidst the Kafirs, which means infidels in Islam, who would be recognized by his one eye and would be made a world leader, claiming first to be a king and then later to being God, and that he was seen immortal until an appointed time. In another film, the concept of global leader and global government is also strongly propagated. In 1996, the film Independence Day broke all box office records, becoming the 7th highest ranking film of all time. It entranced audiences around the world with a fictional story of an alien invasion on Earth. However, deep within the film's subliminal messages can be found, indicating the Freemasonic presence and the Freemasonic agenda. In the film, there is a military base known as Area 51. It is from here that the military offensive is launched, on which the salvation of the whole world and the future of its inhabitants depends. The entrance to this installation is a pyramid, on which is engraved the symbol of the one eye. The film shows the USA as the forerunner in establishing a global offensive, involving all the nations of the world, an offensive which is devised, controlled and commanded by one man, one overall leader.
Bienvenue à Los Angeles. Allez, avance.
C'est lui, Snake Plissken?
Qu'attendiez-vous?
Rien, mais il a un look si rétro. Il est très 20e siècle.
Le bon vieux temps. Allez, on y va.
Vous entrez maintenant dans le centre de déportation. Vous avez été reconnu coupable de crimes moraux contre les États-Unis d'Amérique et condamné à l'exécution définitive au-delà de ses frontières. Tout refus d'obtempérer aux instructions de recyclage sera sanctionné par l'usage de la force.
Regarde-moi ça, prostituées, athées, fugitifs. Nous jetons toutes nos ordures. SD Bob Plisken, force spéciale, 2 médailles militaires. Le soldat le plus jeune décoré par le président a sauvé un autre président en 97. Qu'est-ce qui t'est arrivé, héros de guerre? T'étais notre meilleur élément et maintenant t'es une épave. T'avais tout et t'as abandonné ton pays. La nation te surtaxe. Tous ces bons citoyens qui travaillent dur et obéissent aux lois. C'est comme chez toi. Qu'est-ce que t'as à dire? Appelez-moi Snake.
Vous entrez maintenant dans la zone de recyclage. Le prochain départ pour Los aura lieu dans 1 heure. Vous avez maintenant la possibilité de vous repentir de vos péchés et d'être électrocuté sur place. Si vous choisissez ces options, veuillez en informer le sergent Pierrical dans votre zone de recyclage.
And the Pope did love that movie, right?
It seems like it. He said what was reported was that it is as it was. That was the kind of the final words of the Pope from what we understood through the media. And basically, I think it goes back to the fact that the Pope was a man who had courage and he was able to say things as they were. It doesn't mean that he was saying, making any sort of political statement about it. He was just saying the fact is we can look at the truth.
Yeah.
It is as it was.
Let me tell you, I was on that cross, and many people who looked up there, you know, I may be playing Christ, but a lot of times I felt like Satan, because I had obscenities wanting to come out of me, and it was so cold. It was like knives coming through you, hypothermia. I don't know if you've ever dealt with that.